Hello and welcome to NSK's PV Power Hour for July 1st, 2017. Brought to you by newschoolcotton.com. My name is Yoshi, and as always, I'm joined by Charlie Draco Cotton. What's up?
Not a whole lot.
Yeah, it's July.
It is. It's
Half the
almost.
year is over.
Yeah, it's almost the 4th of July.
It's insane. America.
Uh,
America on Tuesday. It's going to be lit. It's going to be sick. Yeah, so we're going to be celebrating our country's birth on the 4th. But we are here. Oh, Kenny's going to be 24. Congrats, dude. Happy birthday. We celebrate Kenny and America's birth on that day. Yeah, so we're
yeah.
excited for that. But before we have a lot of fun celebrating America and Kenny, we're going to talk about some idols. Talk about some idol PVs. We got a couple of them tonight. First up, 243 and Yoshizaki Aya, Seishun no Diary.
Who is Yoshizaki Aya?
I don't know, some girl. Oh, Kenny said he turned 24 in May. Okay, okay, sure.
Uh,
Thanks. Um, she is like some like talent search model girl that they found in Fukuoka, I believe. There's a tagline here. She is the miracle of Fukuoka in the video description. So yeah,
okay.
she's cute. So she has been tag teaming with 243 for a couple of songs now, and now I guess it's official that they are a thing and not just some sort of temporary, unit. It is an actual group now, duo, if you will.
Okay.
And they revealed 243's face.
They actually appear in the video?
Yes, those two are 243 and Yoshizaki Aya.
Okay. Except I don't know which one's which.
Okay, Yoshizaki Aya is the brown hair girl, short bob cut.
Okay.
243 is long black hair. Never understood why 243 hid her identity. I'm looking at her here, and she's a perfectly good-looking person, so it's
Yeah,
kind of weird.
Uh, yeah, she's pretty cute.
Yeah, it's like it's one thing if you're like horribly disfigured, like the Hunchback of Notre Dame or something, but it's not the case. Like I can see why you would want to hide your face if you're in that situation, but she's not. So
No.
maybe it was like a agency or, her not wanting to reveal her identity because she didn't have like a major label contract or whatever. I don't know. But yeah. So they're debuting and this is their thing and it's their tagline is that they're an 80s idol group. So
Hmm.
the music is very much that. So
Is it?
yeah, I would say so. This sounds like 80s ass idol pop stuff that Aki P pretty much produced specifically for theater shows. It's that sound.
Hmm.
This
I
song,
wouldn't necessarily consider this, 80s. I wouldn't really listen to this and go, yeah, this is 80s, you know.
well, it's not like the 80s was only new wave, wink kind of groups. You had plenty
No,
of
yeah.
straightforward idols like Matsuda Seiko. There's plenty of them that were around in the 80s that did very straightforward pop like this.
Yeah.
So it is very much a tribute to that. And they don't update like the instrumentals or anything. There's no electro bullshit going on. It's super straightforward. And yeah, it's I don't know. It's got a nice feel to it, but I feel like over the past 5 6 years that I've known AKB, I listened to way too many of their theater shows, and every third theater song sounds like this. So I'm kind of over this very standard sounding retro 80s idol pop at this point. So I'm pretty much burnt out on it.
I don't know. I think the better vocal quality helps in this case
Oh yeah,
a lot.
absolutely. That's without question. But is it enough to carry this very safe song? I don't know. It's very
I,
safe to me.
I I enjoyed it. Um, Probably more so than most of the other songs this week. Definitely.
I think this week is actually a really solid week of like above average stuff, so I feel like it's gonna get lost in the shuffle for me. This is just I don't want to say creatively bankrupt because that's unfair to 99% of other groups that do very unimaginative stuff. Those people are probably a little more egregious than this,
Oh
but
yeah,
like like the people who do like standard modern idol pop all the time.
like
And
Predia and
no, Predia doesn't do standard idol pop. I'm thinking of like Palette. I'm
yeah,
thinking of
Palette.
just I can't think of them off the top of my head because I'm on the spot. But like groups like Palette, groups like I don't know, like couple weeks ago we had a couple of them like Jono. They do
Yeah.
very safe modern idol pop, and I'm not a huge fan of those. So I can't like poop on this too much because this is a little more interesting than just modern idol pop. So,
I
but I do think it's catchy though.
I think I liked the vocal echo in it that they use. The not echo, but the backing track.
Hmm.
Um, where they use their own vocals, but they put them in as a almost an echoed backing track to it.
All right.
I like that sound that that it puts in the song.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a perfectly catchy song that knows what it's doing and it's executed properly. It's not like a horribly done thing. It's done very well. Just yeah, I'm kind of over standard 80s idols music, so
And it's not overproduced.
no, it's not. It's very not hands off, but they knew what they're doing and they just left it at that.
Yeah, it's got a finessed touch to it.
Yeah, they know what they were doing. Let's talk about the PV. It's basically a drama PV where uh, 243 is in love with this dude that's her classmate, and so is Yoshizaki Aya. And it's really hard to follow actually for such a simple PV. I don't know what is going on exactly, but it looks like he's being transferred out of his school and then into a new one. So
Yeah.
his dad, I think, is like, pulling him out of school. We're moving, son, let's go, type of
Yeah.
thing. And 243 has this love letter, and she wants to hand it to him, but Yoshizaki Aya is just interfering. She's just cock blocking the entire time in previous interactions as well. So it's really confusing because there's really no conclusion either. Just kind of ends.
Yeah. It's I don't know, it's weird. It's like they're happy at the end too, instead of like, oh, my boyfriend or wannabe boyfriend moved away.
Yeah.
And as far as I could tell, he didn't actually like take the letter.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like, you would think if he didn't take the letter, you were rejected, so you would be sad, but she's not. She's like smiling with Yoshizaki Aya, so I don't know. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't either.
And Yoshizaki Aya was just stalking the guy in the hallways earlier in the PV, and I don't know why, for what reason. Is she just snooping around to figure out why his dad is in the school with him, or I don't know. And then there's like a time skip, but not really. I don't know. It just, the timeline is confusing to me.
It's almost a like flashbacks
Right.
where the scene on the rooftop is a flashback to like the previous week
Right.
or day or
That
whatever.
that's what I was thinking, right? But when you use like a flashback, don't they
There's
usually
normally some indication.
yeah, like tint the video, like visually whiten the video or like make it a sepia tone for the
Or
flashbacks.
put that little white circle around it, or
Yeah, something to
something.
signify. Yeah, so it's kind of weird.
And
Um,
there's nothing. It's all kind of sepia toned.
yeah, it's
So
it's kind of a weird PV. It's not horribly done, but like weirdly confusing for a really simple PV. Kind of hard to
yeah.
follow. It
Um,
didn't
and
leave. It left too many questions unanswered.
the two friends cock blocking too.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's a ball here. Let's just pick it up.
Yep.
I wanted it to go.
To the guy, the hot
Guy,
guy. Yeah.
you ruined it.
Yeah. It's it's juvenile. That's
Very.
Yeah, that's all you could say. This is the kind of romance thing you would do in elementary school or kindergarten, not in fucking high school.
This is like, uh, last year middle school or first year high school where they're still trying to figure shit out.
They need to mature a little faster.
Or something, I don't know. But
Yeah.
but then you got Ayaka, is it? That's
Aya.
trying to or Aya. That's trying to get the kiss.
Yeah, right in front of her friend,
Yeah.
243, who's in love with him.
And
I don't know. Doesn't make any sense.
And he's just like putting up the hand. Is like, no, just
Yeah,
get out of here.
it really doesn't make any sense, honestly.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
No,
All right, go ahead.
No,
Rate it.
I enjoyed this one. I'll give this song I'll give it a 78. I enjoy this song a lot. The PV I'll give like a 70. It's all right. It's kind of fun, but it's still a drama PV. It's not that great for a PV.
Give the PV a 63. It's shot nicely, but it's not interesting and kind of confusing. I don't know why it needed to be this confusing. It's a really simple concept, but something is off in the direction or the editing. It's just odd that this happened. Song, I'll give a 77. It's catchy. It's something that if it comes on, I'm not going to skip it, but yeah, I'm not really in the mood for 80s idol pop these days, so yeah, I'm good on that. That's 243 to Yoshizaki Aya, Seishun no Diary. Next up, Pink CRES, Fun Fun Fun.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not completely insane.
Why?
Because I was watching this and I didn't know who the group was.
Uh-huh.
And I'm looking at the middle girl going, that looks an awful lot like Miyabi. And then I looked and oh, yeah, well, that explains it. It
Yeah.
is.
It's fucking Miyabi. And
it's-
of course, this is under the Hello Project umbrella, so the song PV is subtitled. So that's
Yeah.
another dead giveaway that it probably was Miyabi.
Yeah, I kind of like, this is like a group I'm not familiar with, so why are they doing subtitles? I'm like,
Yeah.
it's cool, but they have the budget for this, and then, yeah. I find out it's Miyabi and basically Hello Project, so,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense.
So it's another one of those situations where Miyabi is a very established Hello Project person, and they shoved two lesser known or completely unknown people with her to form a group. And by doing this, this group is basically set up to be Miyabi and friends for me.
I think that was the intention.
Right. Just
Um,
the two members are the stepping stone for Miyabi.
yeah. I'm like, you're not good enough to be by yourself, so we're gonna throw these two in with you.
I think she is though. She's a really good singer. She's good looking. I don't see why she couldn't just be a solo person, but it has to be a group these days, you know. It's so weird how that is.
Yeah.
But
And I
yeah,
don't know. I don't find her that attractive, but
you are. I will fight you.
I don't find her attractive.
You're fucking insane.
And I'd rather look at her friends than her.
You
So
are insane. You're fucking crazy.
I've never thought she was that good looking. So
Oh, you fucker. You fucker. Alright, so this song is very much a K-pop classic. It's like a K-pop lazy song. You know, it's like a lazy Sunday kind of song. It's as the title would suggest, it's got a bubbly, catchy tune to it. It's got a nice melody. I think it's definitely above average in terms of energy and poppiness and melodies. I think it's pretty catchy.
I'd say this one's all right. Um, I don't like the vocals in it though. I don't like the way they did them.
As in how it's
the
recorded or how they're
the
singing or
I'm not sure if it's how it's recorded or how it's edited, but it sounds very whispery and airy to me,
yeah.
and I don't really like that.
Hmm. I I didn't notice it. Um but sure. I I think that's a product of the style of music they're doing.
Yeah,
Um,
very, very possibly.
so if
Um,
the way at least the way that it comes off to you, I don't see it that way, but yeah, if that's the case, it might just be that the genre of music they're doing is kind of conducive to that sort of mentality.
but I was never into K-pop, so
Yeah, I mean, I never got really deep into K-pop. I like K-pop at times, so you know, I can't claim to be an expert, but I feel like this is very standard in that kind of sound.
the only K-pop I ever listened to was Boa.
Hmm.
So
And that's borderline J-pop.
yeah,
So yeah, this song's actually written by Carlos K, who most recently I think wrote Gem's Sugar Baby song. He's done like Dear Jay. He wrote Nishino Kana's record Taisho Award song from last year. So this dude's very accomplished. He's done some big groups, not just idol groups, like big artists too. So I only named like three, but he's done a lot of recognizable people. I believe Nogizaka, Watanabe Mayu, off the top of my head. He's done a whole bunch of people, not just idols. So he's very accomplished, and I think it's very reflected on that. I think it's really well done. Wouldn't call it a fucking banger, but it's pretty good to me.
yeah, definitely not a banger.
No.
Uh,
Let's talk about the PV. It is basically, they basically say girls' night out in the lyrics, but it's during the day time.
yeah, it's very Japan filtered.
Yeah.
Uh, but it's also really colorful.
Yeah.
Um, but it feels maybe that's part of why I feel like the song is kind of airy and stuff. It feels very dreamy
Yeah.
in the video.
I think a part of that is like a lot of slow motion shots. So
Yeah,
it's, I want to say 35-40% slow motion shots. So I think it makes the visuals feel a little floaty, and that probably kind of rubs off on the song.
yeah,
So
probably.
yeah, but yeah, it's a Japan filtered song where the members are very casually dressed and hanging out, doing stuff, whether that's eating crepes or eating a early dinner. Yeah, that's basically it. Just various
Pretty much.
locations. Yeah.
And them sitting in front of some house or beach shack or
Yeah.
on a patio or I don't know where it's at
Yeah,
exactly.
everything looks like it was shot in like near a beach
But yeah,
somewhere near the coast.
But a lot of them just sitting on a bench, kind of just, I don't know, sort of dancing. Kind of, sort of.
It's more like, bobbing their shoulders
Moving
and
their hands.
yeah, that's basically it, and posing. So
Yeah.
there's actually no choreography. They're just lip syncing to the music. So yeah, but I think it gets the job done. There is a weird thing where they incorporate a drone shot and it films literally nothing. It's
Yeah.
kind of hilarious.
Well, and it also shows them operating the drone.
Yeah. I get what they were trying to do, but what the drone filmed was a thigh of a member, and then it moved to like showing the beach or the water for maybe 2 seconds, and that's it. It's such a weird edit in there, like pointless.
It's like, oh, hey, look what the girls did.
Right.
They
They,
sucked.
that's fine. Like if you're gonna show
uh,
that the members were operating a drone, that's fine. But like if you didn't get anything of note in the video, what is the point of editing that in? That's stupid. That's fucking stupid. Makes no
yeah.
sense. It's a pointless shot. But
Yeah.
yeah, overall
Oh,
it's a cute PV. The members are very attractive. Maybe not so much Miyabi for you, but I think all three of the members are very attractive, cute girls, and yeah, this is they're on my radar now.
I like the ending where they spell out the name
Yeah.
with the glow stick.
Mhm.
I like that.
Yeah, it's like they took like Polaroids of them like waving the glow stick really fast. I'm
Yeah.
assuming. So yeah, that's cool.
Um, damn. This Carlos K apparently did like a bunch of Little Glee Monster stuff.
Yeah, he's done a lot of stuff. That was
Yeah.
one of the idol groups I didn't mention, but yeah, he did a lot of LGM.
And TGS,
A couple of TGS songs. Yep,
Subaki Factory.
yep.
So he's done a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and they're all pretty good from what I remember.
Well, he did.
Like the two
Wasta?
songs, yeah, he's done Wasta. The two songs that come to my head when I think of Carlos K is Sugar Baby and Dear J, and those are great songs. So, I mean,
Well, he did. Don't Give Up. Yeah, Do Not Give Up by TGS.
I don't remember that song.
Cheeky Parade's Happy Days. He did the composition.
Yeah, I don't know that song, but he did like Don't Look Back by NMB. Like
He did
he's
the Gem Overture.
yep, he's done a couple of songs for Gem. So, yeah, he's pretty good. All right, anything else on this?
No, I don't know. There's just something about this. I'm not really into it. I don't know why, but I'm not. I'll
You
give
want to
this
rate it?
song. I'll give this song like a 74. It's an alright song, but not something I'm gonna go back and listen to. The PV I'll give a 70. It's very
70?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm not. The girls look good, but overall it's just not that interesting to watch.
I think that's the best part of the PV and the thing that carries it.
Yeah.
I'll give the PV a 73. It's shot nicely. A little bit of Japan filtering, which is quite unnecessary. But it's colorful, even with the Japan filter on it. Members look good. Cool locations, just a weird stuff like the drone shot randomly spliced in there. And them sitting in a car when there's no driving going on. Stuff like that. Song, I'll give a 70... 78. It's catchy. It's got a good feel to it. If you're into like K-pop, lazy style K-pop, I think it's totally up your alley if you're into that kind of stuff. It's pretty catchy.
Yeah.
It's cute. It's a cute song. So, yeah, that's Pink CRES. Fun. One more Pink CRES. Kirei Kawaii Mirai. So, when they spelled kawaii in the title, kawaii has two e sounds, but they only put one. So it's just read as kawaii, and Kawhi is a last name or a first name of a NBA basketball player. So it's kind of weird that they did that. But yeah,
They also spelled it in katakana instead of hiragana.
yeah. I mean that's fine. It happens from time to time. But it's missing a e sound, so
Yeah.
it's kind of I don't. I'm sure they did it on purpose. So
Oh, I'm
uh,
sure.
so this song is a very typical idol pop song.
With a bit of that K-pop influence in there.
Yeah, a little bit. But it's definitely up tempo, rock influence in there as well. You know, there's like a guitar riffing the entire time. So, and this is PV where it's all live shots.
Yeah, they went, oh yeah, CRES is performing at this Hello Project show, and we need like it to make like it looks like they get a really big crowd.
I mean, they're fucking dancing on a Bono logo, so I thought that was a nice touch. It's like Bono's dead. Here you go. You get another Miyabi group because Bono's probably dead. I don't know if they're
Yeah.
like officially done with Bono, but yeah.
I don't think they've ever actually announced like a hiatus or disbandment or anything like that for Bono.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, here's Miyabi. You know, she used to be in this one group,
Now she's in another group.
and she used to be in this other group too. And you know, they're both dead now, basically. I didn't actually notice the Bono logo though
Yeah.
until you mentioned it.
It's funny. So what separates this PV from every other terrible, pointless, unnecessary live PVs is that there's actually post-production effects in there.
Yeah,
So they put some effort into it.
some.
It's not like they just took DVD or Blu-ray footage and just fucking uploaded it, right? They actually took the time to steal Denpagumi or Kari Pamipamyu's patented paintbrush all over the screen technique. So
Yeah. Uh, I don't like this song. The instrumentals are all right. I'm not hot on them, but the lyrics are just, ugh. It's way too repetitive for me.
yeah,
Way too repetitive.
yeah. I think it's catchy enough for me to overlook that fact. But if I listen to it way too many times, I could definitely see that being a problem.
It's all oh and choo 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 and your
Yeah.
baby girl, and it's just they like to repeat everything in threes.
Yeah,
And the lyrics just seem very. It seems like they pulled, you know, one of the things you said about Japanese rap. The lyrics rhyme, so let's use them.
yeah. Well, I wish I could say the same about the other group that raps. I
Yeah.
wish they did more of that for lyrical school, which we'll get to in a minute. But
Oh, I think they did,
there was not much rhyming in lyrical school.
but I don't know. That one was
Yeah,
We'll get
so-
to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like this song at all. It's just
I
way
don't think-
too repetitive for me.
It's funny how I don't feel like it's not objectionable at all. It's just what I expect from most idol groups to do. So it's like whatever. But I think it's catchy. I think it's
Yeah, the instrumentals are all right, and I think if the lyrics were better, I'd be okay with it.
I think the instrumentals are the worst part of the song. I think they're unimpressive,
I mean,
flat,
they're
and boring.
they're all right. They're not anything special, but
No, they're not.
it's the lyrics that definitely kill it for me. And the PV is meh,
Yeah.
whatever. The paintbrushes all over the screen don't add anything to it for me.
Yeah. All right. You want to rate it?
I'm gonna give this a 70. I really don't want to listen to this again. Um, the PV will get a 63. It's just whatever.
Uh, I'll give the PV a 68. It's definitely better than most live version PVs. It's definitely more interesting to look at, even though, it's a very tired and overused technique at this point. But at least they tried. And the crowd looks good because it's a big ass stadium or arena, so it looks good.
Yeah, it's a Hello Project summer concert
Yeah,
or
I like that.
fall, whatever.
Nice way to shoot it too, right in the middle. Song I'll give a 78 as well, just same as the previous song we talked about. It's catchy. It's not overwhelmingly, impressive and innovative or anything like that, but it gets the job done, and I'll be more than happy to listen to this more than once. So, Pink CRES, Kirei Kawaii Mirai. Next up, not so pink, is Maison Book Girl, Rooms.
Cloudy Irony Part 5?
Yes. So, I had several conversations about this on Twitter with a couple of people, and some people are still okay with it. I'm not okay with the instrumentals. I don't want to get too technical in terms of, music theory or whatever, but a lot of their rhythms are based on having accents on the upbeat rather than on the downbeat, and it is very distinct because of that, but it's getting to the point where it's all sounding samey, and the vocal melodies are not separating itself from the other ones.
No, I would
And
say the vocal melodies are probably a bigger issue than the actual instrumentals because they are pretty much the same.
yeah, I just wish the melodies kind of stuck better. It just the way I'm looking at it, maybe it's just my mental state, but the way I take in the vocals now is that it sounds like another Maison Book Girl song,
Oh yeah,
and there's nothing
there's
wrong with that.
no question about that.
It's the same, right? It's the same as listening to an AKB song and going, "That sounds like an AKB ass AKB song."
Yeah, just like listening to a Sunku song, you listen
Right.
to it and you go, "That's Sunku."
That's a Tsunku song. That's a Yunomi song. That's a Matsukuma Kenta song. You hear them and you go, "That's a fucking them sound."
Yeah,
And this is add Maison Book Girl to that list for me. So, yeah, it's more interesting than the previous one. I think Faithlessness.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
they keep changing up the time signatures, so I'm always interested by where they take it in terms of that. But every time it's the same kind of vocal melodies and then the same fucking exact instrumentals, which I'm getting so sick of. That's my biggest complaint is change the sound of the guitar. Stop using the same goddamn marimba. Stop using the same drums. It's just insane that I have come to this point with this.
Yeah, you hear the first 2 seconds of this song and you know it's Maison But Girl just
Yeah.
by the instrumental choice that
Yeah.
the whoever, the composer, whatever, used
Mm-hmm.
in the song. It's that xylophone, it's that very distinct instrumental choice, and it's okay. That's Maison But Girl, and it's basically the same melody and everything, and it's like, yep, that's Okay, I've heard this
Yeah.
several times now,
Yep.
including in Kikawa Yu's song. It's like,
Oh God. Yeah. Shit. I forgot about that. Kikawa, you joined Maison Book Girl for a week. Yeah, I remember that.
well, that's why I said part 5 and not part 4, because
Yeah.
I consider
You're just
hers
gonna
to
keep
be
adding
like,
it.
yeah, I consider Kikawa Yu's to be like part 3 or 4. Maybe this
Yeah.
is part 6. I don't know. But
That's
yeah, it's just it's so the same.
yeah.
There's no change in it. Well, okay, there is. In this one, there is a slight variation in it. They stop the music for
That's
several seconds throughout
that's
the
the
song.
hook. That's the hook of the song. Um
And there's one part in there where it's long enough that you go, is the song over?
right. It's sort of the piece ending sort of thing where it's like, "Oh, we just got juked into thinking that it was over, but it's not over."
Yeah, and that was kind of interesting
Mhm.
the first couple times. Now it's just like, yeah.
The silence is the most interesting part about the song.
Well, it was kind of interesting how they just abruptly stopped.
Yeah, and it went along with the lyrics. They talk about nothingness, so
Yeah,
it kind of makes sense that they would talk about nothingness and just pause because there's nothing, and
yeah,
that's kind of a cool idea. But yeah, it's just fuck him for trying something different, right? Well, he tried something different and figured out something that it is different, but he keeps on doing that different thing. It's not so different anymore. That's my
yeah,
complaint at this point.
yeah.
So
Yeah. So the little breaks in it I didn't mind, but the really long silence in there towards the end is
yeah,
just
it's
like,
like on the bridge. Yeah,
eh.
yeah,
And after listening to it a few times, it does kind of get. It's still jarring to hear it,
yeah.
even after you know to expect it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. It's just I'm not that into their music anyway. So
Yeah.
this is like, yeah, this is a little different, but it's not different enough.
Yeah. I just love the feel of their sound, but yeah, I
Yeah,
can't
but
get into it anymore because of my complaints.
yeah, but they the feel of the sound is good, but they
Yeah.
need some different instruments in there
Yeah.
to give it more body or
Personality.
more feeling or just a different feel.
Yeah. Let's talk the PV. It's you guessed it, takes place in some rooms
Yeah.
and
And
tunnel.
maybe some streets.
Yeah. Just random stuff like they usually do. They just find random western looking things and put them in there.
Yeah, they find some of the most random locations.
Yeah. It's not like it's like completely torn down or super beautiful or anything. It just looks like a random ass place that they're in.
It looks ghost towny.
Yeah. Their world definitely does not look like it's lived in for sure.
It looks like they found a ghost town that is well preserved,
Mm-hmm.
and they decided to film there.
Right. It always looks like somewhere in Europe or something, but I'm pretty sure it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the main kind of focal point or the theme for the PV is kind of water filling in and them pulling the plug or the stopper out and letting the water empty. It's kind of repeated imagery there where they fill the water in a sink or in a tub and pull the plug, not the plug, but the stopper.
The drain.
Yeah, to drain the water. So, yeah, I don't know what that means. I don't know if it makes sense with the title or the lyrics, but yeah, that seems to be the through line.
Lots of still shots of them sitting in rooms.
Yep. That's feels like typical Maison Book Girl.
Very blue.
Mm-hmm.
Very blue filter on this.
Yeah. You know, I prefer a blue filter over Japan or sepia, you know?
It kind of feels sepia.
Yeah. Some shots.
But even the blue shots feel like they're kind of the same. They're going for the same feel as the sepia tone.
Yeah. I've never had a issue with how their PVs are done. It's always well shot and not the most interesting PVs, but it's usually always well shot and you know visually pleasing or interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, they're well shot. They're well produced. But for me they're not interesting enough to make me watch them.
Yeah, I mean it lacks flair or personality. It's kind of dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an art piece, really.
Yeah. And so, I'm not into this type of art.
Yeah, me neither. I appreciate its artistic nature, but yeah, I'm not into it either. All right, anything else?
They don't ever explain the key, do they?
No, it's for the rooms. The key to their hearts is in a room, and you have to get in their room for their heart.
Okay.
Yep.
No, I got nothing else on this.
Right. Go ahead.
I'm gonna have to give the song a 70. It was all right. I'm like, oh, that's different, but it's still just basically the same thing. The PV, I'll give it a 75. It's an all right PV, but I'm not that into it.
I'll give the PV a 73. It's shot nicely. It's visually pleasing as always with Maison Book Girl. But yeah, it just lacks a punch as always. So the music, everyone knows my complaints if you've listened to this podcast or a previous podcast talking about Maison Book Girl. But it's always got such a good feel to it. But yeah, I just can't get over the fact that he can't switch up the instrumentals. So I'll give it a 76. It's a good song, but yeah, it's gonna be another line of Maison Book Girl songs that I'm gonna listen to and go, okay, it sounds like the other one. So that's a Maison Book Girl Rooms, and next up, Lyrical School. Song's called Natsu Yasumi no Baby.
Oh boy.
Did you like Lyrical School?
I've liked some of their stuff, but overall, no.
No? Okay.
I mean, there's 4 or 5 songs maybe that they've had that I've liked, but
I'm almost 100% sure I've liked maybe one, maybe none. So this is probably my favorite thing that they've done.
Wow.
And it's not close. I think it's mostly because of the hook. Like, that's super catchy, and I want to sing that.
Yeah.
I love that. Everything else can go fuck itself, but that part is so good. It's so catchy. I love it. Because they hardly rhyme. Rapping, I feel like rapping 101, you should rhyme. There's literally no rhyming outside of the chorus. When they're actually rapping, there's no rhyming that I could hear.
Yeah. Again, this is a song where they tend to be very repetitive in the lyrics.
For sure.
And I don't like the berry Natsu.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever they say.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I said berry on purpose. It just I mean, yeah, the chorus is catchy, but the rest of the song just I I get to that part and I want to skip it.
Yeah, but I feel like the carrot on the stick or the light at the end of the tunnel is bright enough. So I'm just like, yeah, let's go, let's get to it. Like I'm not rushing it, but I'm anxious to get to it. So
I think for me, if this was to come up, I'd probably listen to it, get to the chorus, and then I'd skip it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what I might end up doing. But for right now, I enjoy the entire thing for what it is.
It's stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's corny as shit,
Yeah.
but it's catchy as fuck. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it's very corny, very cheesy. They have the whole eeny meeny miny mo thing in there. I don't know what the lyrics are saying, but they definitely don't seem to be all that connected.
I'm sure they're probably talking about random shit you do on summer vacation.
Probably. Probably. So yeah, I'm not hot on this at all.
I'm
And why
disappointed.
is the one girl wearing a Vice t-shirt?
Cause, it's cause Vice, man. So let's talk about the PV then. The PV is basically the members of Lyrical School wearing a Hawaiian shirt and sunglasses, just dancing around and walking around beach areas.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Palm trees.
Yeah.
And trying to make like gang signs at the
Right.
camera. Gestures at the camera because they definitely are gang signs.
They don't actually know any gang signs for real.
It's like, oh look, I'm driving. Oh look, I'm grabbing boobs.
Yeah. So it's not interesting in terms of what they're doing, but it's shot nicely. Japan filter is a little bit present there. Everything looks very bright and white, which might be a lighting issue because it's so bright out for them, but I don't think that's the excuse. I think they purposely put some weird filter on top. But yeah, it's just a goofy, fun PV to match the song. It fits the song perfectly, I think. It's just dumb, corny people being corny and dumb and singing a dumb, corny song.
Yeah, it's definitely in the stupid, cheesy factor. And them trying to ride the skateboard I found amusing.
Oh, when it basically just turns into fucking bobsled or a skeleton. Yeah. They're lying
Where
on
she
the
just
skateboard.
sits on it.
Yep.
I found that amusing, but yeah, I mean, overall, it's
Yeah. It's not interesting. That's for sure. But at least it looks like the members are having fun. So
yeah,
that's good. They genuinely look like they're having fun.
Yeah, it looks like they had a good time.
Yep.
Doing whatever they're doing.
Yep. It's inexplicable.
Walking on the beach and standing in a field of tall grass.
There's no goal as to what they wanted to accomplish. They just do dumb shit.
It's like, oh, hey, this is a good place to shoot. Let's go.
Yeah, just fucking do your shit in front of the camera, and it's like, there you go.
Yep. Yeah, it was enjoyable to watch, but I don't think I'll really revisit it that much, if at all.
Yeah. You want to rate it?
This one's a little harder for me. I'll give this song I'll give it a 73. It's alright, but I don't think I'll be listening to it too much. The PV I'll give it 75. It's corny. It's cheesy. You might get a laugh out of it.
I'll give the PV a 72. No, 73. I think I've given like 3 PVs a 73 today. I think they're just all equally entertaining, for the right or wrong reasons. It's just dumb fun. They're not doing anything interesting, but the members look like they're having fun, and that's usually enough for something like this. So, yeah, and interesting locations. Looks nice. Wish there was no Japan filter on it, but yeah. Can't do much about that. And song, I'm gonna give an 80. It's really fun, goofy song. It's I'm There's not much rhyming going on during the rapping parts. The verse and the rest of the song, aside from the chorus, is kind of whatever, but that's how I feel about most songs, anyways. So the chorus carries it very hard. So it's a lyrical school, Natsu Yasumi no Baby. And last but not least, Yurumerumo, Moi Moi.
And if you have issues with rapidly flashing images, I suggest you not watch.
I'm trying to remember where it happens in the PV or the song, but it's like in the bridge, right?
Yeah, it's towards the end. It's like about 256.
Yeah. So there is a very, very aggressive seizure-inducing strobing effect in the middle of the PV. So if you're watching live or if you're at home trying to decide if you should watch it or not, if you're prone to anything like that, please don't watch it because it is very, very hard on the eyes for a good 5 seconds. It's not just a split second. It's like a good 5 seconds. So
yeah.
So if you're
actually, it's longer than that.
Maybe I don't know.
It starts at 2:55 and it keeps going to like 3:10.
Oh shit! It's like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all. That's way too long. So
I had to stop watching it, and I don't have issues.
Yeah, I don't have issues either, but I had to kind of avert my eyes. So it's not great. So if you're prone to kind of dizziness or eye issues with strobing, please don't watch this.
You would think after Pokemon they'd learn.
Yeah,
but...
you would think, but clearly these people don't know about the Porygon Pokemon incident. So
I don't know how that was apparently huge in Japan.
Yeah, like kids were, I think they died.
Yeah.
So it's fucking crazy. So this PV takes place in
a cafe,
a Denny's looking place,
a cafe of some sort.
Yeah,
it's Denny's combined with Baskin Robbins.
Mm-hmm. It just
which is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh god, the food they cook in this video. Whoa. Yeah,
it's colorful.
It looks disgusting.
Yeah.
It's like, let's take the M&Ms and put it on the fish.
Yeah. So we should probably set up why that happens. So they're
still trying to figure it out.
They're on the job training, right? They're like,
the
members of Yurumerumo are like new at the Denny's restaurant or whatever, and they're reading the manual, the employee guide, if you want to give it a name. They're reading that and they're going, okay, so here's how you deal with complaining customers. So there's a guy wearing glasses who's complaining about something, and they read the part about how to deal with customers that are complaining, and the method is to use hypnosis to make them dance. And that's what happens for the rest of the PV. The people are hypnotized by the members of Yurumerumo waving something on a string, and they all just kind of hold their heads and just bob left and right the entire time, basically. There's some, differences. They'll clap from time to time. They'll do a couple of different moves, but it's mostly head bobbing like this with their hands up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is ridiculous in a good way, I think. It's funny.
Yeah, it's definitely good. But why do they turn from the waiter to the cook?
I I think that's because they also hypnotize the fellow employees,
Yeah,
the guys that are wearing the vests and the ties.
I thought that was management.
Well, they're probably coworkers of some kind, and they also hypnotize them. So the only people capable of, or not capable, but only employees that are capable of running the restaurant are these noobs.
Yeah, that they are.
They are terrible cooks, and they cook terrible looking, disgusting food, and they just dance.
And they apparently don't know how to take orders.
No, they just scribble on a notepad. Ano is basically riding a hoverboard.
With nothing on the tray.
Yep, and the other girl is fucking just spilling water, overflowing the cup completely.
Yeah.
Just completely don't give a shit. Oh, they have coins attached to it. Okay, it didn't look like coins when I first watched the PV, but they
Yeah.
are. That's the stereotypical hypnosis thing in Japan. Is the 5 yen? I think that they're 5 yen coins. They have a hole in the center, so a lot of the times when people stereotypically show hypnosis, they'll loop a string through the hole of the 5 yen coin.
I thought the 1 yen coin had one too.
The 1 yen coin is a aluminum silver solid. I know that for a fact, and it's really light. Yeah, it's the 5 yen coin. So it's a fun, goofy PV. It's not really hard to understand and pretty straightforward. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah, it's definitely not complicated. Um, I don't quite understand why they didn't hypnotize the three guys that came in and
yeah,
saw the dancing and went,
yeah.
what did we just walk into?
Mm-hmm.
And what the hell is that drink she made?
I don't know. They just food coloring and paste. That's what it looks like. So yeah, it's a fun PV.
It just,
Yeah, it's disgusting. They eat it too.
I'm sure that there's some. It's something.
What is something?
The food. It probably is just food coloring with like normal spices or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this video quite a bit.
Yeah. It's
I
fun.
watched this.
Oh
and I'm
god,
just,
the seizure inducing part. I got to that part.
yeah. Oh, God.
That's a terrible thing. It's
Yeah.
so unnecessary for 15
that
seconds long.
that is the worst part of the PV. It's like
Yeah.
really the only bad part
It's
of the
the
PV.
only bad part. Everything else is fine.
Yeah. It's just, yeah, okay. But why did you have to do that?
Doesn't make any sense.
No, and yeah, that part just I don't have any explanation for that at all.
You literally just have to look away. That's the only thing you can do.
Yeah,
It's terrible. It's a bad thing. It should not be in there.
beyond that, no, this PV is great. This is like it's like a Momoclaw PV.
Yeah. I wish Momoclo would get back to doing comedy stuff like this, actually. 'Cause
Only
now
it's,
they're pretty straightforward and weird.
yeah, it's a little more weird than what Momoho would do.
Right.
It like
Or like Ebichu. Like Ebichu would be great doing this, I think.
yeah, I could see that. But yeah, it's just they're in the You'll Melt More restaurant,
Yep.
and that is the Denny's logo too, isn't it?
Yep. Just a modified Denny's logo.
The
Yep.
the shape, yeah.
This PV is awesome.
I also enjoyed the song.
Yep. It's a good song. It's a lazy ass song. It's slow
It,
and lethargic and sleepy, but in a good way, really.
it still has the energy though. It still has some pop and punch to it,
Yeah,
which is kind of weird.
yeah, and it's weird because I think the instrumentals are so boring and lacks a punch and not impactful at all. But with this song, it works. It's just this goofy anthemic song, but it's like this
Yeah,
weird sleepy anthemic song. Like the chorus is super catchy and you kind of want to dance to it, but the instrumentals and the way they're singing makes it so sleepy, but like everything just kind of worked. It's so weird that it works.
yeah. I wish I knew more about musical theory so I could understand why.
Yeah.
Because this song is just, it's like the guitar's probably the least lazy
Yeah.
part.
Drums are super lazy. The synth is very lazy.
Lazy.
Yeah.
The horn sounds in there are very like
Yep.
I kind of blew into a trumpet
Hmm.
and it kind of made a sound.
Yep. By blowing into a trumpet, he touched a keyboard.
Yeah.
Because it's the guy from Hashida Kazuma from Hako Niwa no Tsunaigaku, which is a group that they collaborated with. So, yeah, he's written songs for them before, and those songs tend to be the best Yurumerumo songs for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it probably was just a keyboard synth, but it sounds, it still has that sound like I blew into this sorta, and it sorta made noise
Yep.
in the general right key that it was supposed to.
Just like you just woke up in the morning and you're so tired, but someone just made you blow into a trumpet. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, but the
So,
guitars, yeah, the guitar's got some good chords and riffs to it.
yeah, but not in your face though at all,
No.
as is this song. So, what a weird thing. It's
Yeah.
something I shouldn't enjoy, but I do. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know if you shouldn't enjoy it, but
No, it's just like it's not energetic. It's not like in your face about it. Those are what I prefer usually.
yeah.
So this is like sort not like the opposite of the spectrum, like a drama PV or a ballad. This is sort of closer to that than like super in your face energy song. So it's weird that I enjoy it this much, I think.
I don't know. It's got energy to it though, and I can't place where that energy
It does, but
comes
it
from.
doesn't. It's weird.
I don't know if it's just the melody of it or if it's the vocal melody that gives it the energy or where, but it definitely has some energy to it.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird thing, and
I
it's great.
I was not necessarily looking forward to this song when I first
Hmm.
saw it, but I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, okay. I enjoy this. In fact, yeah, I definitely enjoy this.
yeah, and it's kind of funny because I think it was last week we talked about their song with Omori Seiko when well, you liked it, but I was disappointed by it.
Yeah, and
And
man,
then I was like, oh, is it going to be more of like the same going into this? And I'm like, no, it's not. This is way better. Sorry, Omori Seiko, this is way better.
I mean, kinda. It kinda is. It still has that, like lazy feel to it.
Yeah, I think that's more so for You'll Melt More
Yeah,
performing, not so much the actual song.
yeah. They kind of have that lazy feel about them anyway.
I think their best songs are like lazy, weird, creepy songs.
Yeah.
So, all right, anything else?
No.
Rate it.
Um, I'd probably give this a lot higher score, but that 15 seconds of, oh my god, really kills it. So
Mm.
I'll give the PV 79. It would probably be like a 80, or maybe even like an 84, if that wasn't in there. The song I will give an 83.
I'll give the PV an 80. Just like you said, the worst part is easily the strobe lights. It was completely unnecessary to have it in that long. If it just needed to be a transition, it shouldn't have been more than 2 or 3 seconds, and it's very kind of aggressive in approach, considering that people do get seizures from stuff like that. So it's kind of inconsiderate, but whatever. They don't give a shit. Yurumerumo doesn't give a shit. That's very clear.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun, super fun PV, really nicely shot. Dumb concept that they pulled off really well. Good execution. Song, I'm gonna give an 87. It's an incredible song for how lazy and lethargic it is. It's just super catchy and anthemic when things that sound like this shouldn't be anthemic, but it's super anthemic for some reason to me. It's just like powerful and grand and scheme for some reason. So yeah, that's Yurumerumo. You'll melt more. Song was moi moi. Whatever the fuck that means.
No clue.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen people use it, but I don't know what it means. So that's all the PVs we're going to talk about tonight. I think we have a very clear winner.
Yeah.
The score was very clearly higher than everything else that we talked about. So, Yurumerumo's Moi Moi is our PV MVPV of the night. But do you have like a number 2, just so we can give him props? I will say Lyrical School, not CS Me No Baby. I thought the song was super awesome and the PV was okay.
I
love the energy. Yeah.
I'd probably go with 243 and Yoshizaki Aya.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed this song. The PV was, watchable.
Yeah.
But I definitely enjoyed that song.
Yeah, it was pretty good. The song was pretty good. So yeah, Yurumerumo, Moi Moi is the MVPV of the week. If you're part of their management, reach out to us at newscookaidan.com. Before we end the show, you can follow me on Twitter at YoshiRect, Draco at Draco60, and make sure you follow New School Kaidan on Twitter. That's just at New School Kaidan. We try to broadcast Saturday nights sometime between 7 and 10 p.m. On Twitch at twitch.tv/newschoolkaidan and youtube.com/newschoolkaidan for the feed that gets archived without the showing of the PV. So we suggest you tune into the Twitch. And yeah, that's going to do it for the show, and we'll see you guys next week.
Later.